Good morning, everyone. I am deeply honored to be here with you all today with this distinguished array of wonderful public servants. I thank you all for your leadership, for your inspiration, for all that you do on behalf of the Commonwealth of Virginia and on behalf of this nation. I recognize all those who previously have been recognized here in the audience. Thank you all for your service. I also wanted to especially recognize a couple of dear friends who have been instrumental in this commemoration weekend and have given their heart and soul to making this so successful. To the co-chairman of the Hampton Commemoration Commission, Lieutenant Colonel Claude Van III and Dr. Kalita Nichols Fairfax. I want to recognize them. Joined here by my wonderful family, my brilliant wife, Dr. Serena Fairfax, our two young children, Cameron and Karis, my mother-in-law, Conchita Alonzo Clark. Thank you all, the Ashton branch of the Fairfax family. We are grateful that you made the trip to be with us here. But there is also a group here on Fort Monroe that I wanted to recognize who's not yet been, I believe, properly recognized. If you anywhere on this forum are the descendant of anyone who's been enslaved, whether you know their name or not, I would be honored if you were able to please stand and be recognized by all of us. We are grateful. You are the legacy that we are here to commemorate and celebrate. We've heard a lot this morning, rightfully so, about truth. There's power in the truth. There's power in knowing our history. There's power in knowing from whence we came. During the week of our inauguration in January of 2018, I learned how my family got the last name Fairfax. It was discovered that week in the old Fairfax County Courthouse, a manumission document that had freed my great-great-great-grandfather, Simon Fairfax, from slavery in Fairfax County, Virginia on June the 5th, 1798. He was freed by a man named Thomas Fairfax, who was the 9th Lord Fairfax. My father got a copy of that document 2 days before our inauguration. He gave a copy of it to me, and I saw it for the very first time in my life. 20 minutes before I walked up the steps of the Capitol on Inauguration Day to take the oath of office as the 41st Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. I had that document in my breast pocket. And so 220 years later, Simon Fairfax's great-great-great-grandson was being sworn in as a number 2 in command of the very same state where he had been enslaved. God is good, and the ark of the Lord. And today, we mark this commemoration to ensure that the world will always remember how the United States of America got its start, and the enslaved Africans whose labor and lives are foundational to the beginning and the success of our nation. We stand today on sacred and hallowed ground from which sprang the foundation of America. We also stand in the awe-inspiring intersection of 400 years of a very complex history. A history filled with the dual strands of darkness and light that have run through the veins of the Commonwealth of Virginia and through our nation for centuries. A history of tragedy and triumph, of pain and promise, of slavery and salvation, of opposition and opportunity, a history of heartbreak and hope. At this intersection, we must decide what the next 400 years will look like in this land that we love. We must decide whether we finally abandon the racism, sexism, dehumanization, unequal treatment under the law, and racial and economic subjugation that met the 20-some-odd Africans as they were forced to land on this very spot 400 years ago. We must decide whether in the next 400 years we will rise to the better angels of our nation. There's power in the truth. For generations, Americans have been taught that the first enslaved Africans arrived in Jamestown in 1619. Today, however, we raise up the truth that they in fact were forced to land right here, 40 miles southeast in Point Comfort, modern-day Hampton, Virginia. The truth is that among that small band of brave surviving souls on the White Lion were Anthony and Isabella, who would later find love even in the midst of enslavement, to produce William Tucker, the first named African child born in English North America. Yesterday, 8 miles up the road, we commemorated the 400-year milestone of the Tucker Family Cemetery with the beautiful descendants of that great legacy. As I stood there on those hallowed grounds at a cemetery that represented life more than it represented death, I thought about the famous quote, "They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds." The Tucker family story is the African American story, but it's also the American story. We as a people have triumphed over obstacles no others have, and we will do it again and again. We built this country. Do not tell us to go back to where we came from. We have found victory over systematic subjugation and seen our way through. We have prevailed over lies and succeeded against all odds. No one can stop us. We have made a way out of no way. We should be proud of it all. We stand on the shoulders of the strongest ancestors in world history. Ancestors whose faith, resilience, perseverance, and love have allowed us to rise in spite of all the many obstacles created to stop our progress. In the famous and immortal words of the great Maya Angelou, "Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise into a daybreak that's wondrously clear. I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of a slave. I rise, I rise, I rise." It is said that Antony, Isabella, and the 20-some-odd Africans came here with nothing. But that's not quite true either. Having nothing would not have allowed them to survive the brutal months-long journey from Angola to where we stand today in the bows of wooden ships. Having nothing would not have permitted their spirits to believe in the capacity of love, even as hate and degradation was their daily reality. Having nothing would not have allowed them to continue to burn the flame of hope in the seemingly unending midnight of slavery. What they had was spiritual wealth, the faith, the values, the compassion, the love for others, and the belief that tomorrow could be brighter than today. See, the truth is, for centuries, we have sailed masterfully in rough seas, over alternating waves of progress and high tides of adversity, powered by the unflagging winds of faith and hope, and ever steered in the direction of liberation and uplift. We have carried each successive generation to lands of opportunity hoped and prayed for by prior ones. The pace of our progress is sometimes painfully slow, and at other times breathtakingly rapid. But in the broad sweep of our collective journey, because our moral compass remains true, we always make progress. We always rise together. That is the nature of our story in America. It is the hallmark of who we are. And now is our time to write another chapter of the great story of America. I believe it will be a chapter where we continue to see the best of who we are, because I have an unwavering belief in the fundamental decency, goodwill, and humanity of the people of Virginia and America. Comforted by the God of our weary years and the God of our silent tears, and with our eyes focused firmly on the promised land, we will rise to the clarion call of history and to the better angels of our nature together. God bless you all. God bless Antony, Isabella, the 20-odd enslaved Africans, William Tucker, the Commonwealth of Virginia, and the United States of America. We will rise together. God bless you all.